Hey, good evening, good people. How you doing? Welcome to the Coffee Talk with I, the Grandpa. And you know what, good people? Thank you for your support in this show and always giving me feedback on how to do what we do best. And today, we shall be having an amazing topic about church and politics. And on the set today is a good, amazing friend of mine, Karii Gitonga. Mama vipi?
Nzuri sana.
Uko fiti?
Niko salama, wewe?
Niko poa. Introduce you to the audience.
Okay.
Wakujue, ufanya nini, vitu kama hizo.
Hey, good people. I'm Karii Gitonga. I work in the agribusiness sector. We help exporters comply to the different standards of the different markets that they're exporting to. Wow.
You help exporters
comply to the different standards of the different markets that they are exporting to.
Fafanua kidogo.
In short, I'll give an example. You're exporting to the EU market.
Yes.
They have the standards that you have to comply with. That's what we help.
Si nichape makodofia, manyanya, niseme nimepeleka Amerika.
Apana, you have to comply with their standards. And it's a very rigorous process. Yes.
I'll look for you, tutakae after issue, I'll look for you. Ukuje utuambie hiyo maneno pole pole to the farmer that is outside there. I am sure umekuwa ukiona nini, what's your take about Gen Z, politics, government? What's your take? Najua sasa hiyo Kenya wote wako into politics. What's your take about what's happening in the country?
The first thing I would say, I commend what the Gen Z is doing. They're doing an amazing job.
Yes.
They are the future of this country, and they've shown that they can mobilize, they can work, and they can impact in a very great way.
From where you sit as I'll call like I'll try and think of you as a policy implementer. Ule si gava imetoa hivi, si grandpa ameenda amelima, hii produce unafasa iende kama EU markets. Now from where you sit, how stringent or how is hizi mambo za finance bili kelele iko, does it affect you as a consultant in the field? For example, thanks, I've got a good idea.
Okay.
Kumbuka kuna hii time kulikuwa na stories a lot of fertilizer, sijui ilifanya nini. When as you are taking as a joke as people, tunasema unaona they think I'm into this, sijui nini, there was a lot of back and forth. How does it affect you?
Mostly it affects the organic market produce, where let me not implicate myself and say it affects us greatly.
Kelele back and forth.
Yes.
Because penye tumewekwa. Unafanya unajaribu kufikiria. But also we pray for the president apate wisdom on how to deal with the things, because when you umesema nimekuja ile ya, by the way, if hiyo kikiendelea hivi, that means you won't have money. If the government mostly ina depend na hii mambo ya foreign trade. So mkulima ana pesa. Haya. 2022 tuliona watu the church was walikuwa political. Wako wa neutral.
Yes.
And sijui kama ulikuwa unakumbuka siku za kina Bishop Njue, Dingi Mwananzeki, when those men of cloth used to stand firm. Sahi, then church ikakamika nini, ikaingia stories of politics. You as Karii, what is your stand on church and politics? And what's your view?
Church and politics are two different entities. They should remain separate. They should not mingle at any point.
What's the danger?
The danger is when you go to church, you're going to seek solace. You need somewhere to have a quiet place, get encouragement, and just be in that moment of I've gone to church. I want to listen to this and this, do this and this, go home a refreshed person. But when you mix politics into the church business, now it becomes chaotic.
Yeah.
Because I went to find solace in church, but instead I found chaos in church.
Noise.
Yes.
Yes. Because mi nakumbuka the last elections, I had an experience. Unapata MP amekuja, ame MCA, ameketi, kwanza amekuja church, imeendelea. Pastor anasema simamisha, pigie mheshimiwa amekuja. You sit 2-3 minutes.
Chaotic.
Then atoe sadaka. Na mheshimiwa ametoa, mheshimiwa grandpa ametoa sadaka ya 50,000. So unashindwa. Since when this sadaka get to be
glorified? Yeah.
And I tend to think, do you think that's the reason why we the young people tumetoka church?
Yes.
Unapata msee anasema mimi ni spiritual, I'm a Buddhist, I'm in yoga.
I know how to connect with my God.
Yes. Yeah. Because I feel when Akina Dingi used to say, and I respect the big churches, the mainstream churches, the Catholic, the PCA, the ACK, kuna venye wameshape tu narrative hii nation. These are people who wanasema it's a no. But and also ikikam 2020, I think even all politics in Catholic, let me speak about Catholic, hata wakati wa his former president. Well, Catholic isema hakuna kama kupiga politics kwa church. Na hakuna special seat.
True.
Kama mketi na wase.
True.
Yeah, because Mina feel the more the church is into politics, the more pia wanatoful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ati business jumnaenda kuombea. Yeah, it's good to pray to God. But pia God anatakanga pia tutumia akili. You get. And ukiangalia kama politics, hata kama one, what's her name, the one, the lady was running for presidency in America, Kamala Harris, aliulizwa, and that's when I knew church is very powerful. I tend to think Democrats wakwangi wase wa church vile, hii dingine wase wa church akina Trump. Sasa sijui dem ama chali alisema Jesus saves or something, akilimwambia you're in the wrong you're in the wrong place. Asa wengine wako downtown, endo wasikize. Neba nani anaitwa Trump akasikia. So me think church plays a big role. If you can remember, pia kuna hii time yenye kulikuwa na maandamano, and the Catholic Church wakafunga doa.
Which was very sad. But also me really understand. Because you don't know who's coming in. Remember, they have a bookshop. There's a primary school. Uko ndani sijui kama unajua. Yes.
There's a primary school. There's people. By the way, you make a lot of sense, Karii. There's an adoration chapel hapo.
Yeah.
Mzee amekamkudilia God, si tu hapo tunataka kuingia parliament. So I find that, but also, don't you think we should be contradicting ourselves? Because you're the same people tunaenda kuvote.
No, there needs to be separation. Like I said, separation between the two entities. Church as a different entity, politics as a different entity. You want to campaign, you want to uza sera, you want to promise what you want to promise. Do it there outside in the masses, in the marketplace. Do it even in the izo baraza za wazee and whatnot, those ones. But in church, let people just come and worship. Let people come and do what has brought them and go home. Because you have like 6 days in a week. You're working, you have stresses, you have everything. Like your mind is everywhere. Then on that day that it has been set for worship, you want to still come and corrupt people with the politics ideologies. And
do you think they're genuine?
They're not genuine. They're not genuine. They're not genuine.
Wanakuja tu kutupigia stories za jaba huko.
True.
Because I find it, But the politicians, why do you work in a church late? Kwanza most of the time tuwapata kwa simu. Then picha apote, hata church itaisha apote.
Because the agenda isn't coming to worship. They've just come to sell what they are selling.
Which is fake and lies.
Exactly.
And kwanza in Kenyan politicians, you need tabia mbaya. And let me ask you, I know you're a staunch Christian. How can you say about your faith and voting? How from, because I'm sure we are the leaders of today. And like to me nasema ni, if you're not going to have this narrative, Karii, we are losing a lot. Unajua ile kusema mimi siongeangi politics, it's a danger. You as a staunch Christian, how do you approach politics?
I mostly tend to keep away from politics personally for me.
Yes.
I tend to keep
do you
away
vote?
from... Yes, I do. Yeah.
Now, in terms of leadership, what are the qualities you uangalia?
Are you able to serve the people? Simply. Serve the people. Is the common mwananchi getting the basics of the basics that they need to get? Are they getting good health? Are they getting good governance? Are they in a peaceful area? Hakuna wizi. And those are the basics that we need to see transferred to the ground. And that is what the common mwananchi has to enjoy. Is money reaching the common mwananchi? And not just for the few people, you know? Yeah. Good governance.
By the way, let's go for a break and come back. And sijui ilikuanga hii msimu ya Kwaresma ndio Pentecost ama ni gani? The rent season, where the church, and the reason I'm picking the Catholic Church is because when we're going to come from break and come back, we're going to speak about the way the Catholic Church hit back. But I know kuna hii time wanatoanga hiyo, I think ni hiyo period wanaitanga the rent season that they come up with a theme. They will come even justice and all that. Let's go for a break and come back. And if you're a Christian outside there, tell a friend to tell a friend. The show is on.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Welcome back to the Coffee Talk with Gitonga with amazing friend. By the way, what's the title of that job?
Agribusiness compliance.
If you're a farmer outside there.
You are an exporter. Mostly exporters.
What's the difference? See, this ni yangu Karii. I would tell me that.
Exporter unauza, farmer anakuza.
Na kama ni farmer na bado nataka ku-export.
You are an exporter. You're still an exporter. We mostly deal with the exporters.
Karii, let me ask you. Grandpa anauza, let me use like macadamia. Okay. I have macadamia trees, nimezitoa, ziko fiti. I come to you. The reason is because it's grandpa's farm. Nauza, niko na product fulani, sema kuja kwako. Am I coming to you as a farmer or an exporter? Can I play both?
Yes, you can play both.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wewe lazima nikupatie show. It looks a very interesting field.
Yes.
Yeah. And actually right now I know there is a lot of people who are doing zinaitwaje?
Avocado exports.
Avocado, these zinaitwaje? Hizi macadamias. People are doing a lot of, I saw there is a lot of njugu karanga, nimesikia zimeanzia kuingia in the country, sijui. You need to educate people huko nje. That's amazing. Every day is a learning day. We were talking about the rent season in the Catholic season, and the reason we're talking about the Catholic Church is because a few days ago, the president and I think the governor walitoa do fulani, and the Archbishop of Nairobi aliwaambia, hey, hold up, take your money back. Well, how did you feel of that move? Yet wanahitaji do.
As a Catholic, born and bred in the Catholic setup, I am so proud of the Catholic Church because they have separated politics and the church.
But sasa, si Popa anakuanga ndiye president wa nini huko Rome. Sasa, again, don't you think, they understand the system? And you know, by the way, that's very powerful. Do you know Catholic makes around 40% of nini population?
Yes.
I know Christian. Yeah, Christian makes 40% of the population. So you can ukiangalia the church. By the way, I understand when you release hiyo barua isomo kwa kila church na kwa kila jumuiya. Jumuiya is a small Christian community. So you can imagine the damage that it did. Now, let's talk about the rent season, where is a moment where people meet with God, I'll say, at a personal level. And nakumbuka mimi nikiwa mtoi, by the way I was a Catholic and I was doing, I'm still a Catholic. I didn't change, but I don't go to church.
Why don't you go to church?
I'm like people that, by the way, the church I was going to, I'll not name the name. I do not believe in some social, I'll call it social madness, or you want to fit in a certain class. So hii church wakaanzianga stories za harambee. Unaget? So ikakuwa church ni kama biashara. So unapata hata priest anaharikisha mass ndio wafanya harambee. It used to annoy me. Unaget? Because tumetoka kwa shida. Mwenye tu umesema chiko tunamaliza, nasikia leo tuko na harambee mchango wa pili. Haijatosha tuongezeni. Like, goodness gracious. That's what's one thing. The second thing, naweza sema, when I saw the church is bending towards what comfort of young ash. At first mass wametoa hii pesa. I don't know whether in your church it's like that. Is it like that?
They do not announce.
Now in our church until today. Because naisikianga kwenye home, nasikianga misa ya kwanza ilitoa 10,000 na misa ya pili. I found it they are leaning towards materialism. So hapo nikaambia Mungu, I also know you in my personal way, and I became an archbishop of myself. And Sunday I always preach on my WhatsApp.
It's okay.
So when you're talking about the church, I know where it comes from. Because when I was a young man, I was an altar boy. I could see the place zikikuja. Na tulikuwa tunaambio jumuiya walikuwa napatiwa theme. And you're going to talk about justice. Do you think it's time now the Catholic becomes more heavy in terms of also going out in civic education?
In terms of civic education for the Catholic Church, it has mostly been delegated to the small Christian communities. If you are in any jumuiya, you will understand that when they meet, they have to talk about that theme you are talking about, do prayers, and now talk about any other business. But mostly it's about prayers and the theme that they have been set for.
Oh, so the theme is set by the church ama the jumuiya?
The jumuiya, mostly it's the jumuiya.
Yeah, you remember?
Yes, yes.
Karii, shikilia mkono. This young?
Yes.
How many young people are there in the jumuiya?
Not so many. Mostly the youth are in a group known as Young Catholic Adults. Yeah. It's for ages between 20 to 35. Yes.
Wow. So, mnapata theme mnaiongelea.
Yes.
Na sasa hapo ndio the civic education
comes in true.
Without the priest now.
Yes.
So it's...
But mostly, like, occasionally, there will be a session where the priest comes, does mass with you, you have a chit-chat with the priest, and, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
You need to join a jumuiya.
Right now, I'm a bishop. I'm an archbishop of myself, and I did quite a huge delegation in my WhatsApp. And let me ask you, in terms of set it we are wrong or right people. Do you think Christians vote the right way?
Do. Not the right way. They are led by emotions.
So at what point wanasemanga, let's put Christianity hapa and I deal with you kimwili?
Kuna hiyo disparity. They are not able to separate between the two. Mostly it's emotions. This particular leader came, did this. You know, they're being led by that emotion of he did this, he said this, you know, the PR that is done by most politicians, that's what they tend to lie on.
But don't you think if the church allowed grandpa and I'm vying for an MCA in this ward and I come to this church niwaambie it will be good don't you kuna kwa debate umekuja kwa kanisa nakwambia pana unataka kuja siku fulani hata kama ni Sunday tuambie wasi unajua ni aje tutafanya hata mass 30 minutes we'll give you 1 hour of serious grilling. Don't you think it's a good thing?
You can see in today's government, I won't mention the particulars, but they are good at promising, you know?
Yes.
Promising, they are very good at it. But when it comes to action, zero action.
Oh yeah, let's talk about something that I find very interesting. The moral compass. Then if you don't want, kama sahi unapata hizi church zingine, like I find a lot of Pentecostal, and I loved the way Nani had hit her, prophetess or reverend, what's her name, Wairimo. Then later on akasema sorry I never meant it. Don't you think this should be like the biblical people when you're naongea, whether you take it in context or out of context? Where is the moral authority? Where do you think to go?
That's a tricky question. Unaniingisha kwa shida.
No, for example, it's not like you're questioning the integrity, but where is the morality of the church? Grandpa ni politician amekam Karii. Nimekuja nimewa promise. Umenipatia. And I'll give you an example. Unajua mimi nimekuwa kwa field in terms of photography. Unapata pastor akikuja, let's say una build church, watasema wana simiti. Watapatiwa maybe 10,000. Then pastor atauliza, I never heard it said in a story, Karii, no. Wanauliza na pastor iko wapi? So what will make the Christians not to be like, okay, huyu amekula na sisi je? That's what I'm asking, that morality iko wapi?
Yes, sitajibu. Sitajibu. The church and morality.
Yeah. Don't you think you wanna play neutral? That's a neutral gear. I just say, oh, what's your take? What's your take?
No comment for that.
Okay. So, but let me ask you, in terms of policy making, how can the church come into policy making with in politics, in the government and the state? Wanafaa kusaidiana aje? Because lazima to meet mahali.
Maybe what the church will do in my they should act as an accountability partner. You promised this to the people. Have you delivered it?
Sasa hiyo ndio morality sasa.
You said there will be free
health system.
Yeah, health systems. You have a new
product that you've brought on board.
Exactly. Is it functional? Is it helping the people? Is it accessible? The church should just be an accountability partner. Yeah.
It's supplement. But see, kutoa ama wakuwe ni ile wakuwe ndio the voice.
The voice of the people.
The people from now an integrity point of view.
Yes.
Because by the way you make a lot of sense, because ukisikiza and that's why I love the mainstream churches. Wakishaongea washaongea. Juzi hata wamegongo. But hata huyo the nuncio alisimama akasema hapa hivi si mambo ya brown and envelope. Haujakuwa leader, and I loved that sermon. That when I become a priest, I'm not a priest of the Kikuyu. I'm not a priest because you know Kenya tunapenda sana ku sugarcoat the things. I'm not a priest for the Luya community or these or Majenzi. No, we should preach the gospel
to everyone. Everybody is equal.
Na wewe ukikaa hivi penye uko Karii, unadhani sasa hii Paul angeandika barua inakaaje to the Christians in Kenya? Just give us a title. That's a simple question.
To the Christians in Kenya.
What would be the title?
Here is where creativity comes in.
Because I feel, me honestly speaking, as much as religion and state, me I'm opposite of you. Me na zinafaa kuwa embedded together. Unajua ni kwa nini? Let me give you my reason, Karii. I'm a priest. Na lead wase. When I get, let me give you in my home area in Kangemi, kuna place inaitwa Mountain View. And I'll always thank that father, alikuwa kitu Father Marando. Now what had happened, wadosi ama middle class walikuwa wamesema, because the people when you come to St. Joseph walikuwa natokanga, there were people from not affluent families. So they can give me the lower side and the other side ya ghetto. So walikuwa mekanga gate. Atu watu wasipite. And you're talking a stretch, if you are to go by car, we are talking about 10-15 minutes. Because if it's walking, it's around 45 or to 1 hour. Do you know who priest alilindwa se kutoa? That's what I'm saying. And by the your point still comes because it alienda kwa chief. There was no really much. Aliamua kulindwa se na akatoanisha. So, but for me, the church and politics must and should go to bed together.
We respect your opinion.
You get. And the reason I'm saying that is because grandpa at the end of the day, ni mi bado naenda kuvote. But I'm still the same person. I'm coming to listen to you as a preacher. But kuna pia grandpa who's also a politician. Sidhani kuna watu wenye nabebanga watu wengi etago kama kanisa. Hata klabu inanga hawa watu.
Klabu za siku hizi ziko na watu.
Ziko na watu?
Yeah.
But angalia, but kuna watu but they are not sober. But church kuna watu sober. Like hapa home I know it's a 1500 seater church. You get? If this politician is given, watu waakishe kanisa, father waakishe misa. Mungu ambiwe hapa lazima tufanye faster. Mungu aambie sawa. Mungu tunakupatia 30 minutes. Kwanza to deal na huyu mtu. Wamuulize mheshimiwa. What have you done before coming
to church?
Before grandpa aseme anataka kuwa MCA. Church iko hapo. That's what we want. That's what I'm saying. We need that answer. Tutaipata wapi Karii? That's what I'm saying. They need to be in bed together.
I still dispute that.
You can dispute. But are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting
Where will I get a sober opinion from a good moderator if it's not the priest? Remember, and the reason why I love the Catholic Church and ACK, PC, these mainstream churches, their priests go to serious theological and philosophical classes.
True.
Kwa hivyo, si kama hapa kuku-confuse. For example, you see, this is not a love relationship. I'm joking around with the emotions. Unaweza angalia mtu usijiambie, I love this person. No. You're joking. For example, Karii. The Catholic Church, the PCA and ACK, wako na hospitali. So your accountability point comes in. So if there is a public participation, where should it be? Is it not in the church?
In the marketplace.
No. Also the church is a marketplace.
No.
Nikiwa mgonjwa, the church is also affected.
How? How?
Ati how? Hata nataka kunifix. For example, my health is also a priority. We go to church to receive spiritual nourishment, which also act as a kuna venye church to stabilize mental being. So again, let me use the Catholic Church, which I understand better. They have a dispensary. Sintatoado. What if hii system yenye umelete mpya iko na capping? You get? Right now, the Catholic Church introduced banking. The Caristas, I think, something like that. Nakumbuka kuna time, sijui last week ama this week, there's been a myth. Ati sijui kuna hawezi toa do fulani. The church should come in. Having that also Catholic Church is a government by itself and it's also a church. They should allow politics.
Okay.
Talking about that, and actually to back up my opinion, angalia Russia and Ukraine, the church is silent. Where they say this is the land of God itself, Israel. Wamelima watu, wamelima Palestinians mbaya sana. Don't you think really we should sit down and say, a time has come for us to merge? Bado.
Yeah.
What is the danger?
The danger is that politics will overtake the moral compass of the church. Because it will become politicized. And you know, when politics get into even an organization, look what happens. Separation, vita, and all that. Yeah.
Na ukiongea juu ya moral compass, si pia tutaangalia tuseme pia si church pia ni poa vile. But don't you think we shall be going into debates that are necessary? What do you mean by moral compass?
What do you do in a church? What do you go to do in a church?
Me?
Yeah.
When I was going to church, I was going to be encouraged and to know the things, you know, the consciousness. What to me, the moral compass in Africa was the consciousness, knowing if, for example, there's a kwambia Karii, nisaidie hii simu. You get? Na nikuibe. Those are different things. But sasa venye niona tunaenda ika church inasema pia ukiiba hii simu, there's a good reason why you stole.
Church gani hiyo?
No, sikiza si. For example, and I'll give you a good example, like the Muslim. They're like Christians. They are Muslims. But wajajitawanika. As we believe in one God, but we are fighting. Sijui church is better than this. So for me, the moral compass itakam hapa hivi pa the integrity level. All these churches that in Kenya, kwanza wenye walikuwa wana lead kwa campaign, where are they now?
Nowhere to be seen.
That's what I'm saying. Even their morality is wrong. That's why I'm saying we should be involved.
But that's what you're also saying. They should be in bed together, right?
Yes.
During campaigns, they were
Together.
exactly. Where are we now?
Now,
Where are we now?
now you see, now that's where you're pointing at ile ya when I mean in bed is I'll give you the opportunity to come, but it's me to own the narrative as a church.
It can't happen.
Then that's why tutakuwa kwa hii mess.
Separate the entities. You know, that's why right now, an example with the Catholic Church, they're able to voice their opinion
yes.
because they are a separate entity. If they are in bed together, it will be submerged. You know, who is the stronger one between the two? And mostly politics will take over. So they will be subdued.
Then how 2027 inakuja Karii. Grandpa anataka kuwa MP. Don't you think the church is in a more sober position kudeal na grandpa than ni kushika Karii nje? You see, for example, it's like being in love. When you are meeting someone on the first time, the hormones zinakikina, uoni ubaya, si ndio? Me, that's where I think, that's the perfect example. That's where I think our crowd iko church ni the same iko huku. Huku hivi hakuna control. But kwa church kuna control. Why can the priest be priest and question?
You know, in the church, it is, there are things you do and there are things you do not do. So it is controlled.
Yes.
But in the marketplace,
Yes.
it is a free entity.
Yes.
And people are themselves. Meet the people there, sell your sera, uza sera zako in the marketplace.
Yes.
Because people are people. Wako hawana ile, like in the church you have to behave like this, you have to talk only this and say only, you know, there is what is allowed in the church.
What
and in the,
in the market?
in the marketplace, it's a free world. You go, you do what you do, you sell what you sell, you know. Get those people together, tell them this is what I advocate for. This is what I will do once I get into politics.
I've got a very good example. Papa, I can remember there's a preaching I was listening to the presiding pastor wa Parklands Baptist. Na alikuwa anasema one Sunday President Moi I decided attend Parklands Baptist. And aliambiwa tu Papa, president is coming. Ile preaching alikuwa nayo hiyo Sunday ilikuwa ya kugonga corruption. Who comes? President.
The president. You cannot preach that.
You know he preached? He preached? And he said for him, it was not about the president. It was about what God spoke to him. You get? Alikuja alihubiri na akamaliza and akitoka hapo alikuwa na shake because he had touched the row now. Only even for the president hata the harambe, I think there was a harambe ya kununua hiyo ground and he contributed. To me, now that's a good example of how church should deal with politics. Dingi mwana anzeki. alikuwa na hit. Unasoma hata vitu zingine venye alikuwa napotea. If you read his book, you're like, where are these men of God now? You get? Where are the Esthers of our time? Sinafaa kuwa ni mtu kama unasema, today priest give me the pulpit. Grandpa come here. Unataka kuwa MCA. What have you done before you be MCA? A sober point of view. Penye kuna structure. Baduku kwingine. Nitawajengea baji. Hey! Didn't you hear someone saying that she prayed for water? Ati maji ilikuwa chafu ikakuwa safi. What kind of madness is that? That's why I'm saying we need to question. And the other reason, I don't know whether it's true or not, but one day maybe I'll ask a priest. In church for you to ati sijui niliomba through Saint Karii. An investigation has to be done.
Yes.
Una get?
Yes.
So wewe mwenye unatuambia uliomba magic, and what scientific method was used? You get? So hapo ndio panasema the church will come together.
Should be separate entities.
No. Me, ndio from that level. But how hapa hivi Karii, the masses ndio nabebangu ufala. Nani atawaelimisha?
Wanapepa ufala when you politicize everything, including the church. Ati ninaenda church kusikiza a politician. But ukiseparate the entities, it makes it hard for the politicians to, let me use the word, manipulate the church-going people. Because ukienda church, you are in your most vulnerable state.
Yeah.
You're going to seek that solace that comes with going to the church. So you separate, nipate kwa ground, tupatane kimwanaume. That way.
Na sasa hapo nipo mimi niko na shida nayo, because Kenyans is like we have a Bawathog mentality. Tunasahau ingi, tunasahau ingi venye kunaenda. So unapata, by the time umegutuka, Karii nishakuiba. You get? And let's go for a break and come back. But also, when you're going for a break, tutaangalia ile ya Gen Z. Same thing. Gen Z waliamuka vizuri, but again kinajiuliza, what was the role of the church in this space? The church ingekuja iseme, Gen Z, come here, we are going to take you through a radical leadership course. Waseme, for the next 1 month, tutachukua topics zote about leadership and politics in the Bible. Because even Jesus played politics, by the way. So, ataingia box pole. Friends, this is a discussion about the politics in church. And you're trying to look at what's the role of the church? Na wewe kama a Christian, mbona unaitikia kubeba ufala hivyo? Why do you want to be taken like a sheep? You know, the condos in a lidiango into one space. How are you going to guard yourself from bad governance? Let's go for a break and come back.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Welcome back. There has been a heated debate. Even our cameraman had to come in. And he has a very good formula. That was wa nyumba kumi, that a priest and a pastor should be involved. But I oppose that opinion. Unajua ni kwa nini? Mtu akona njaa, akona njaa na naibu. And the reason why for me I'm saying the politics now should go to the church is because hapo ndipo. I'll give you an example. Like our camera guy ametuambia theology na kwanga 3 years. That means business yongelei sasa Catholic priest or any other priest or pastors or in the theology. This is a person who knows the absolutes and apologetics of religion and God. Kwa hivyo usi msi unakaa mkufuli. Unaget? Uni msi amekula kitabu. Ukipata kitabu ya philosophy, hata utaiweka hapo. Literally, how many of you, even my viewers, read? Or when was your last time to read a book? You get? So that's why I'm saying, si wakuje kwa church. Priest ahubiri. Aambiwe. Still priest amevaa ile nguo yake. Na Eucharist isikatolewa hapo. Ndio ajue tuko kwa kanisa. Eucharist ikae tu hapo. Hii mambo ya kusema ati before God, God is here in person. Because you see the minute wametoa Eucharist, the church, the building becomes now a building. It's a hall. Kiti hapo. Shika mic. Na nishike mic. Na another priest huko. Hata kama watakuwa switched. Wa hii church ya Mombasa aletoe Nairobi ende Mombasa. Sawa. But let's solve the problem. Because I feel there is a great social injustice that is happening. For example, umesikia ni last week the abductions in zimekuwa zikitake place. Again, what is the role of the church? Are they not the same people wanaenda church? Are you getting where I'm coming from? You're not getting. But me, honestly, I think the church inafaa ku step up their role in terms of advocacy, civic education, whether the politician, hata before 2027 ifike, I think all pastors wanafaa kusema, you know what, this is how you know a true leader. These are your rights. And I love that PCA pastor mwenye alisema yeye ataongoza maandamano. I'm waiting for you kukuona kwa street. Wasikakwe pia hao ni PR wanatupigia. In your parting shot, what can you talk to our people, tell them that the church and politics zinafaa kuwa pamoja. Waangalie waambie.
I still stand with what I said. The church and politics should be two separate entities. And we should, the church should increase the, I told you it's the accountability. Yeah, holding the politicians accountable for their actions, for their words, and for their, whatever they are doing. Let the church hold them accountable. Yeah.
Friends, it's been amazing trying to do these topics unakanyanganga with very soft socks, because it's a very emotive issue. As Karii has said, there should be an accountability. the church should be an accountability partner to the state, where us, the church, is there to feed people spiritually. Also know that our dear pastors, priests, reverend, prophetess, and any other title that is there, we are also questioning things the tough way. And I'll say to the great words that even the foolish have something to say. So even us when you're church peer, they have something to say. Please, the government, listen to them. This has been your host, the Grandpa, and the show is the Coffee Talk. Till next time, goodbye and cheers.
Goodbye.